This Tracy McGrady build is one of the best shooting guards in NBA 2K26, man. It is insane. It's 6'8", scoring machine, and a lockdown defender, and as smooth as prime T-Mac. Make sure you stick around if you want to see this build. Alright, man, so we're going to get started with the actual physical attributes on the build. So of course we're going to shooting guard 6'8", 210 pounds with a 6'9" wingspan. Now if you want to go lighter, you definitely can get him a little more speed. I didn't even max out the strength or anything like that, so if you want to do that, by all means go ahead and do your thing. So starting off with the finishing attributes, we do have a 77 close shot. I know that's kind of high, but really that's because of all the other attributes that we take up. Now for the driving layup, we'll be going with an 80. We ain't trying to do layups, but in case you do get forced into one, you do want to have the attribute so you can make it, man. Now this is the best stat in finishing to me, driving dunk. We're gonna take that up to an 89. That does get you contacts off one, and those contacts off one are probably some of the fastest and best ways to finish when trying to finish in the paint over people. And of course, we're gonna take that standing dunk up to an 81. And with that 81 standing dunk, it'll make it so it's easier to use that meter in the paint, you know, even over people. And with that 81 driving dunk, we're gonna take the post control up to a 51, not to use or anything like that. That's just, you know, what the build gets. Now for the shooting, we're gonna take that mid-range up to a 91, man. Mid-range is super important on a T-Mac build. Make sure you put it on there, and if you don't do the build exactly, it might mess up the name. So just make sure you get that 91 mid-range. We're gonna talk about the cap breakers we're gonna use on that in a little bit. And for that 3-ball, man, we wanna go up to an 89. I feel like that is the best value you can get for a 3-point shot. So make sure you put that up to an 89. If you want that 90, you can use a cap breaker on that as well. Now for the free throw, I do play a lot of rec. I play Pro-Am, I play, Pro-Am 3s. So I actually put free throw on the build. I'm gonna take that free throw up to an 81, and those are a lot harder this year, so definitely make sure you put some free throw on your build if you don't wanna be leaving points at the line, man. And of course, I will be showing you guys my jump shot, but if you follow me, you already saw it. I do have a short on it, but I'll put it in the video as well. Timestamp down in the description. Definitely, just scroll through the video if you need a jump shot for a 6'5", to a 6'9", as well as my my move-in shot, my dribble pull-up. It's butter, so yeah. Now for the playmaking, we will be taking our pass accuracy up to a 65. I mean, you really don't need a lot of pass act this year. I really feel like passing feels really good for the most part. A lot of those break starter type passes be kind of, sketchy, but we will take that ball handle up to an 86 so we can unlock some dribble moves. And the speed with ball, we're gonna take that up to a 75. Now the only thing I will say is with that 75, the only thing that you do miss out on that is really valuable is that blur takeover. If you've been watching any 2K content, you know that it's super broken. But yeah, if you want that, you're gonna have to take that up to an 80, man. So all right, now we're gonna get into the defense. So for the defense, you're gonna have to stick with me now because later on I'm gonna explain, but for right now, let's just say what the stats are. So we got 55 interior, 74 perimeter defense, 79 still with a 59 block. And I know you're probably seeing those stats and you are not impressed, but wait till we get to the cap breaker section. And then I'm gonna show you what those numbers can actually be if you do have cap breakers. Now, if you don't, I mean, you're gonna get them eventually. And I definitely think this build is worth making, even if you don't have all of the cap breakers yet. But we'll definitely talk about, what those numbers are going to look like after cap breakers, because I do have a few myself. And I'm gonna put y'all boys on to some sauce. Now for the rest of the build, we will be going with a 50 defensive rebound, a 26 offensive rebound, and that's just because we had one extra point. Now the physicals, because you can't forget about the physicals, we do have an 85 speed, an 80 agility. Make sure you have agility on your build, that is super important. 73 strength, because you do need a little bit of strength to get through the defense. You definitely want strong handles. And then we got a 78 vertical. You do need that for the contact off one. Do not forget that. You don't want to have to use a cap breaker on that, just because our cap breakers already have spots and that's not a place to save points. Just make sure you put that 78 on the vertical. And of course, we do have our completed build after you put that 26 on there. So now the build comes out as a versatile scorer. In order to get that name, you do have to put that 81 driving dunk on there. Shades of T-Mac and Vince Carter. I mean, that's really all you need right there. Not a lot of weaknesses on the build. And even with that low pass act, which is stated as a weakness, we can actually put cap breakers on that later on. We get 28 this year. let's just make sure we use them all, you know what I'm saying? If you want to get the cap breakers where they are right now, for me, one of the things that you're gonna have to do is get shooting badge build specialization on this build. It makes it a lot easier. I'm pretty sure a lot of you already have shooting. It gives you 2 extra cap breakers as long as you can complete those. If you need help completing those, definitely let me know down in the comment section, man. I'll let you know what I did. And of course, for the build to make sense, I do have to show y'all where I actually put my cap breakers. So I put 2 on mid-range shot to get that mid-range up to a 93. That is super important. Make sure you do that for this build. Now for the perimeter defense, I put 3 there, and I put 2 on steal to get you to that 82 and that 85. That gets you that silver challenger, and you know, still that gets you both glove and interceptor. Super important. And if you want to put that 89 up to a 90 so you can get deep bomber takeovers, that is definitely something I would look into if that's your game, you know what I'm saying? But all right, man, here is a look at my tier 1 badges. These are all of the most important ones, obviously. I used the max +2 on ankle assassin. It's not necessarily, it's just fun to be able to get ankle breakers often. I feel like with Hall of Fame, I do get ankle breakers. So if you want to get those, I mean, hey man, use one of your max +2s on it. It'll definitely help you out. Deadeye is still working on that, as well as interceptor. Physical finisher is important for this build because sometimes you do take those contact dunks and they turn into layups. If you don't have physical finisher, they are a lot harder to finish. Just trust me on that. Strong handle, super important for this build. With how bumpy defense is this year, it definitely helps to be able to, you know, kind of run through the people with lower perimeter. Glove, we got that on silver. It doesn't really help much right now because steals are still broken, but come season 2, this build is going to be even crazier once you can get steals. But with that interceptor, you can get a few a game, you know what I'm saying? Just play those lanes, you'll definitely be able to get those steals. Now, set shot specialist, I did get that on Hall of Fame because of the cap breakers I used, the shooting build specialization. I used those 2 to get my mid-range up to a 93. That gets you set shot specialist on Hall of Fame, max +1 it, get that to legend. Challenger is super important for this build. Being 6'8", you have to be able to challenge shots. So when I use those cap breakers on my perimeter D, that helped me get that. Now, handles for days, not really that important unless you're a dribble god. I mean, if you want to use your max +1 or max +2 on that, but shifty shooter, probably one of the most important. You know, fades are crazy OP these days. You definitely want to be able to use fades, so make sure you're getting the most out of shifty shooter. Tier 2s, now I am 6'8". This is probably one of the more important things that I have in tier 2 is lightning launch. I use the max +2 on that. You want that to be as high as you can possibly get it. With this build, you can get it on silver off rip, but max +2 it, get that to Hall of Fame. Slippery off ball and off ball pest, those are 2 very important off ball badges. Off ball pest, you need to be able to stop people from cutting and, you know, backdooring on you and stuff like that. And slippery off ball, that's for you to get open, man. Make sure you use that. I use those juke moves every now and then just to get open, you know, so give it a shot. Definitely let me know what y'all think about the badges. These are on max +1s and max +2s. I did already go over these, but we'll go over them again. Max +1, I use that for set shot specialist and slippery off ball. Ankle assassin on the max +2, you can use that on different things. I just like to get ankle breakers, so that's, you know, my preference, but you have to use it on lightning launch. It'll definitely help you dribble, help you get open. Definitely something worth doing. My shooting one, I use that on limitless to gold. I don't shoot a ton of limitless because, you know, regular 3s are pretty easy. So, you know, I just take the regular 3s, take what the defense is giving you. And then we do have off-ball pest as well. Now for these clutch gene joints, I do see these activate a lot, especially when the game is close, you know what I'm saying? So I put physical finisher on that, just in case I go for one of those dunks and I get a layup. And last but not least, we're gonna talk about these animations, man. I'm gonna go over my jump shot towards the end. Now we do have the free throw. I use Vince Carter, go 2-shot, Zach LaVine. Dribble pull up Pro 2, that is really the best one. I mean, normal 2 is okay, but I feel like Pro 2 is a lot better. Hop jumper, I use Kobe's a lot. So if you are more of the dribbling type, you know, you can use this to actually get open. It has a decent step back in it, and you can speed boost out of it before you actually start the shot. Now, dribble style, I went with Zach LaVine, signature size up. I went with Paul George, breakdown combo, Jordan Poole, escape moves, Jimmy Butler, combo moves, Jason Tatum, crossover, Lonzo Ball, behind the back, Kobe White. Now, you could use Scottie Pippins, but I like Kobe White a little bit better. Spin, I really don't use that a lot, but one thing that the spin is good for, if you're getting pressure driving to the rim, use a spin. It can get you open and definitely help you get to that rack. Now, hesitation, Kobe White. Step back, Devin Booker. Triple threat, I use Kobe, but I really don't use anything. Now we're gonna talk about this this jump shot, of course. Now, I did already release this. I got a short out there, but this is the jump shot right here. Base, Ray Allen. Upper release, Ray Allen. And then KCP for release 2. Now, if you have a higher 3-ball, like if you do have that 90, you can get it how I actually had it on my other build. I went 50-50 as opposed to 67-33. Now, for the dunk animations, man, this is what I use right here. Contact, I use the Pro Contacts off 2, and then I use the Pro Contacts off 1. Now, I do like the quick drops quite a bit, but I feel like they're like lazy looking dunks. For the standing dunks, I did go 2-hand under the basket regular. You can get these ones later on if you want them. And for the actual dunks that I equipped, I use Zach LaVine's, man. I did try T-Max. They're not as impressive as you would think they would be. You know, I mean, that just is what it is. Now, if you want a good one for some other builds, yo, this Karl Anthony Towns is crazy, man. And I actually will be able to get it once I upgrade my standing dunk a little bit more. I'm actually be able to get cats. And if you just look at some of the takeoff animations on this, like obviously you get the standing dunks because he is a big, but look at that. When has cat ever done anything like that, man? But all right, that's pretty much it for me. It's your boy Don and up out of here. But before you get up out of here, man, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and definitely let me know what you think about the build down in the comment section, man. I'll catch y'all boys in the next one. Peace.